Hi everyone, I'm going to talk to you about how to use modals, again, modals, for expressing or to show that you don't know what something was or you don't know what happened in the past, but you want to make a guess about it. So, past guesses. When you make a guess, you are guessing. That means you are not sure, okay? So that means you're like 50% right, or sometimes you can be more right, like maybe you're 90% sure, okay? So these are the modals that we use to guess about the past, and I'll give you some examples, okay? So with may, might, and could, by the way, I'd say that these ones are used to show that something is 50% certain, that you are 50% certain that something is true, but about the past, right? So let's imagine, see this? You found this 20, 30, 50, 100 years from today. And we don't use these anymore in the future, okay? And you find it and you say, whoa, what is this? You have no idea because we don't use them anymore. So you have to guess about the past and say, wow, this may have been used, or this may have been a bath for a baby, right? You're not sure, so you're guessing. And to do that, you're using a modal, right? So you're using may, you're using might, you're using could, plus have, plus the past participle of whatever verb you're using. So this may have been a baby bath. Imagine you find this. Imagine that in 100 years, we don't use toilet paper, we use something else, okay? So you find this and you're like, whoa, what is this, right? You can guess about the past. You can say, well, I have no idea, but it might have been a scarf, right? I don't know, okay? It might have been a scarf. It might have been fabric. A nice, soft, delicate fabric. Okay, so you want to use might plus have plus past participle. Sometimes we even use the passive voice for this. So it might have plus been, and then plus another past participle of another verb. It might have been used, so we can say this might have been used as a scarf, or it might have been a scarf, okay? So you can decide if you want to use it with the passive here or active, okay? All right, so you can say may, might, or could for all of those guesses. They all mean 50% certain, and they all are used for affirmative statements, affirmative. Now, sometimes you say, no, this was not used as a scarf. No, you can say, but it might have been something else. But to say that something is not true about a guess, you can say, no, it might not have been that. You just add not. But So yes, you can use these in a negative statement is what I want to say. It might not have been a scarf. It might not have been a baby's bath. It might have been something else. You can use affirmative and negative, but for could, you cannot, okay? For could, you can only use it for affirmative to mean that you are 50% sure about something that you're guessing. So yeah, it could have been fabric. Now, if you know 100% that that is wrong, you can say could not, okay? So I'll show you. No way. It couldn't have been fabric. It couldn't have been fabric. It couldn't have been. So could plus have plus past participle. And here, what I'm saying, when I use a negative form of could, what I'm saying now is that this is 100% impossible. I'm very sure, I'm very, very, very sure that I'm right, that that thing couldn't have been fabric. So just be careful when you use the negative of could to make a guess, you're actually sharing and showing that you're right and that you are 100% certain. Put this in other words: may, might, could. These all mean that something is 50% certain. You are 50% sure about something. Okay, when they're positive, okay? When they're negative too, except for this one. When could is negative, right? Couldn't, that means you're 100% certain, okay? You're 100% certain, okay? Now, also, if you want, you can use these as questions too. It's not always as common to use these modals for questions, but it is possible, like, ooh, may it have been this, or might it have been that, or could it have been a scarf? You can, but could is the most common. Could is the most common for questions. So I'll just write that down here, that you can use could. It's the most common for questions. We don't usually use these for questions, even though it's grammatical. Okay, now let's talk about the word must. Okay, I love this word must because we never get to use it, right? Must is a word that when we want to share something that's necessary, like you must study, we don't say that. We rewrite the word must for rules and things like that. But we never really get to say must unless we're making a guess about the past, okay? Okay, so let me point out here again, may, might, and could, they're like 50% sure about something and being true. Over here with must, it's like you're 80 to 90% sure, you're very, very sure. But remember, when you say couldn't, that means you're really sure, you're 100% sure something's not true, okay? So with must, we use it a lot actually, even though we're not always that sure. We do use it a lot. So again, you're talking about these things you found from the past, right? Like, whoa, what is this? Whoa, in 100 years, we might not have these boards to write on, right? We'll be doing something else. So imagine you find this 100 years from now and you look at it and you want to guess about what it is. So you look at it for a while and you feel very confident and very sure about your answer. And you say, yes, this must have been, right? This must have been food. And then you write it down. Must plus have plus past participle. Whatever you're guessing. This must have been perfume. I don't know. Okay? But if you're very sure about it, you're going to say must. It must have been. It had to have been, you can even say. So must and have to, as you know, mean necessity. But they also can mean that you're very certain about something. But if you want to use had to, you need to use had, the past tense. That had to have been perfume. That had to have been food. Okay, so you can say must or had to. And it means you're very certain. Okay, now could you use this in a negative way? You could say that it must not have been for that, but it doesn't really have the same meaning. It's more common to just say no, it couldn't have been, and to disagree. Okay, 100%. Or you can share that you think maybe, right, something's true. Yeah, it could have been, but I don't know if it's so certain. Okay, so again, these are the modals we use for past guesses. And remember, if you're making a guess in the past, you always have to use have plus past participle. All right, bye-bye.